Born into very different backgrounds, they died just months apart. Linda Allan and William Lindsay took their own lives inside Scotland's largest young offenders unit in Polmont near Falkirk in 2018. Katie was a 21-year-old student from a supportive family, serving a short sentence for a drink driving offence where she injured another young person. She spoke about being bullied by other prisoners and had a history of self-harm. William spent most of his life in care. He was arrested after walking into a police station with a knife. Prison staff were told the 16-year-old had a history of attempted suicide. He was put into Polmont because there was no space for him in a secure children's unit. He died 3 days later. An inquiry has found that both of these deaths could have been prevented if it wasn't for a catalogue of failures by both prison and NHS staff. In William's case, almost all of those who interacted with him in the system were found to be at fault to some extent. In a damning report that runs to over 400 pages, the Sheriff made 25 recommendations, including steps to make prison cells safer. For both families, it's been an exhausting fight to reach this stage.
He was my baby brother. He was a terrified little boy. He was left alone in a cell for up to 10 hours. He was a kid. There's no answers for it. I don't think it's ever going to end when there's still a lot of unanswered questions as well. And in regard to the Scottish Prison Service, I think they just want to wash their hands with it.
Katie was brutalised in Polmont, so much so that she lost all hope and saw only one solution: her death. She lost her hair and was taunted. Her mental health suffered, and a nurse couldn't even be bothered recording accurate records in her antiquated system.
NHS Forth Valley and the Scottish Prison Service issued statements apologising for the failures identified. The Scottish Prison Service said, "We are committed to doing everything we can to support people and keep them safe during the most challenging and vulnerable periods of their lives." They added they would carefully consider the recommendations before responding further. They refused any media interviews. The families want the Prime Minister to change the law that protects prison services from being prosecuted. Fatal accident inquiries don't directly apportion blame, but they do.
As for the Scottish Prison Service, the Forth Valley Health Board, as well as the Scottish Government, First Ministers, former First Ministers and successive Justice Ministers, you should all hang your heads in shame. You are complicit in the deaths that continue to take place. You did more than fail the most vulnerable people in our society. You ignored their cries for help. We do not have a death sentence in this country, but for Katie and William, that is what you served on them.
Scotland's Justice Secretary said it was crucial systemic changes were made to prevent more deaths in custody. She'll make a statement to the Scottish Parliament next week. After 7 years, and a process they say has compounded their anger and their grief, condolences alone won't cut it.